You're my girl, so young when we had conquered the world. There ain't a thing that I couldn't do when you're with me and I'm next to you. In this joy-filled friendship, every season of this life. Joy-filled friendship, with you by my side.
And now that she said that, you think it's time to tell them about our back, how we got to this point?
Yeah, okay, you start the story.
Okay.
It's a long story.
It's a long story. We're going to make it short.
Get your tea and your water.
I know, right? It's been 45 years. It has. We met our freshman year. First day freshman year. Of college. First day. One day. And we've been going on since then. And like she said, it was a group of us that met in the hall. And we just said hello and just said, okay, let's go to dinner. It wasn't like, oh, Arlen, and she was like, oh, Millicent. It wasn't like that at all. Mm-hmm. We just went to lunch. That was it. And then the next day we went to dinner. Mm-hmm. And then I can't even explain how we start just, all of a sudden we noticed we were hanging out together.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were hanging out together.
We weren't even in classes together.
Right.
Never, right?
We never
had
a class together. Because I was majoring in music at the time, and you were majoring in theater.
Theater the first year, yeah.
Yeah, the first year.
Yep.
So we didn't have any classes together. Mm-hmm. We lived in the same dorm, yes. But she lived on the third floor, and I lived on the first. Or were you on the second floor?
I was on the first, and you were third, I think.
I was on the first floor.
Where was I?
Second.
Oh, no, second floor. Second floor, yes.
You were roommates with
Edna.
Yeah. So it wasn't like, oh yeah, but it just happened.
Yeah.
And that's really great about a friendship if you let it just happen. And we were blessed to have that. That where it just happened. And then we went along and went along and went along and went along. And now what we'll do is just tell you some of the stories that built our friendship into what it did today.
Yeah. And sometimes, since Millicent was from New Orleans, our school was in New Orleans, Dillard University in New Orleans. And since she was from New Orleans, her family lived there. So sometimes I'll go spend a night there if she decided to go home for like the weekend or something. So then her parents and her family became my family. Because I was from Miami. I didn't have any family there, so I had family there, and they kind of took me under their wings, which was wonderful for me, not having anyone, and they literally treated me like I was family.
Yeah.
And so that added to it, and again, were we thinking about that? This was not in the back of our heads. All we were thinking about was me spending the night with her, hanging out, and yeah. So that was
the real key point here is what we're going to bring it on the way back home is that what was in the heart came out.
Yes.
We never disrespected each other. We laughed and we joked. We loved each other, and sometimes you may have an argument. Our friendship, we haven't had arguments. Now, how did that happen? Not quite sure. I think because she knows me, she just spoiled me, because I got to admit, yes, she spoiled me. But okay, we're going to bring it back to the point. The point is that if you have a friendship, it is a good thing to evaluate whether or not that friendship really is the person for you. Mm-hmm. Because you may be going through some things and you're like, well, I thought she was a friend. Well, that's what's in your heart. That's not what's in the other person's heart. You have the wherewithal to love somebody, to be there for them. To talk to them and give them good advice, not what you think should happen, but really good advice on what's going on, ethical, not trying to talk you into doing something stupid or wrong. Mm-hmm. That's what's in your heart. And if you're demonstrating that to someone else and they're completely doing something that's not in their heart, like treating you any kind of way, talking to you any kind of way, and then call you, girl, yes, you're my friend. No, then that's when you have to evaluate whether or not it's a friend. Now, how we ended up not having arguments just happened that way. It really did.
She was spoiled though, for real.
I was spoiled.
She was.
I still am spoiled. I'm not gonna lie. You know, I don't lie. I just tell the truth. I do. I'm frank, very direct, but I tell the truth. I was, and I was very blessed to be very spoiled. But this girl here, I'm telling you right now, she spoils me. She really does. And that's not the reason why I'm friends with her. The reason why I'm friends with her is because she gets me.
Mm-hmm.
That is, she's gotten me from college days. And I'm not too easy to get because
she is not.
and I noticed that. And not only that, but she was with me through things.
Yeah.
And she would be quiet when it was time to be quiet and listen. And then she would talk to me when it was time to talk to me. Mm-hmm. She wasn't ever a person, girl, if I were you, I'd do it. No, she would actually just hang back and just wait for an opportunity, or hang back and wait until I say, Arlen, what do you think?
Right.
You know, and that's what I'd realized about her. I realized very, very early on is that she didn't do anything to hurt me. You know, because, you know, with friendships, you know, they do stuff. Oh, yeah, I'm your friend, but they do stuff to hurt you. You know, we're going to always be friends. No, she didn't. Mm-hmm. And for us to not have arguments, I think it just happened that way. If you had an argument with your friend, if that's your friend really, you guys are going to come together and talk about it. Mm-hmm. It's not going to be like you're just going to glaze over and go, oh, girl, yeah. Right. No, you're going to have to talk about it, because in order for you to grow, you're going to have to learn what upsets her or what helps her, and she's going to have.
You're my girl, so young when we had conquered the world. There ain't a thing that I couldn't do when you're with me and I'm next to you. Joy-filled friendship, every season of this life. Joy-filled friendship, with you by my side.